Hey there, future green thumbs. Are you bubbling with excitement to grow your very own eggplants, but feeling a little swamped by all the conflicting advice out there? Maybe you're stressing about pesky bugs, ending up with bitter fruit, or worse, putting in all that hard work only to get no harvest at all. Trust me, I get it. It can feel like a lot to take in. But don't you worry. In this guide, I'm going to cut through all the noise and break it down for you. Forget the confusion and the endless internet searches. I'll walk you through the simple, proven steps to go from a tiny seed to a huge, delicious harvest of eggplants. And it doesn't matter if you're planting them in a big backyard garden, in pots on your cozy patio, or even cultivating them indoors year-round. By the time we're done here, you'll have all the confidence you need to roll up your sleeves and get started today. First things first, let's figure out where your eggplant journey will begin. You've got 3 fantastic options: outdoors, in containers, or indoors. Each method has its own unique perks, so let's explore which one feels right for you. Outdoor eggplant farming. If you're lucky enough to have some outdoor space, eggplants absolutely thrive in the sun. They love fertile, well-drained soil, especially if it's been enriched with a couple of inches of aged compost or organic matter. Just make sure you plant them only after the soil temperature consistently stays above a cozy 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and all danger of frost has waved goodbye. Aim for a soil pH between 5.5 and 7.5 for them to be their happiest. When you're spacing them out, give each plant about 24 to 36 inches of elbow room, and if you're planting in rows, leave about 30 to 42 inches between them. This helps with air circulation and gives them space to grow big and beautiful. Container gardening. No sprawling garden? No problem. Growing eggplants in containers is a brilliant solution for smaller spaces, balconies, or patios. The key here is choosing the right pot. Go for at least a 5-gallon size, ideally 12, 16 inches in diameter, to give those roots plenty of room to stretch out. You can use unglazed pots, which allow for more moisture evaporation, or glazed pots that retain water better. Just make sure your chosen container has excellent drainage holes. Fill it with a well-draining mix of 2 parts quality potting soil to 1 part sand, and toss in some organic matter and a slow-release fertilizer for good measure. This method is truly a game-changer for apartment dwellers or anyone with limited ground space. Indoor eggplant growing. For those of you who dream of fresh eggplants all year long, indoor gardening is an incredibly rewarding option. You'll want to start your seeds indoors about 6-8 weeks before your last expected frost. Sow those tiny seeds about 1/4 inch deep in warm soil, ideally between 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Using a heating mat can work wonders here, helping them germinate quickly, often within 7-10 days. Once they sprout, provide full-spectrum grow lights to prevent them from getting leggy, and keep the daytime temperatures around 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, avoiding any chilly drafts. Once they sprout, provide full-spectrum grow lights to prevent them from getting leggy, and keep the daytime temperatures around 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, avoiding any chilly drafts. All right, you've picked your method. Now let's get those eggplants into their new homes. For outdoor planting, once that frost danger has definitely passed, you can gently transplant your seedlings into the garden. If you're going the container route, starting with healthy transplants often gives you a fantastic head start compared to seeds. When you're putting them in, make sure the root ball sits at the same depth it was in its nursery pot. No deeper, no shallower. Quick tip. If you're growing indoors and planning to move your eggplants outside later, remember the magic of hardening off. This means gradually acclimating your seedlings to outdoor conditions over about a week. Slowly expose them to more sun, wind, and cooler temperatures, and reduce their watering slightly. It's like sending them to a mini boot camp to prevent transplant shock. Once your eggplants are settled in their spot, whether it's the ground or a pot, it's all about consistent care. Think of it as providing a little TLC. Watering. Eggplants are thirsty plants, needing about 1 inch of water per week. The trick is to water deeply but less frequently. This encourages strong, deep root growth, which is super important. For your container plants, especially during hot spells, you might find yourself watering daily to keep that soil consistently moist. Just feel the soil. If the top inch or two feels dry, it's time for a drink. Fertilization. These hungry plants benefit from a balanced fertilizer. A October 10th 10 formula works great, but be careful not to over-fertilize, especially with too much nitrogen. While nitrogen gives you lush, green leaves, too much can mean fewer actual eggplants. We want fruit, right? Mulching. Once your plants are about 6 inches tall, it's time to lay down some mulch. Organic matter like finely ground leaves or bark is perfect. Mulch is a superhero for retaining moisture, keeping the soil temperature steady, and suppressing pesky weeds. But here's a pro tip: don't mulch too early. The soil needs a chance to warm up in the spring first. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest worries for new growers: pests. Don't panic, it's manageable. Common culprits like aphids, flea beetles, caterpillars, thrips, spider mites, and leaf miners all seem to have a soft spot for eggplants. Integrated pest management. The best defense is a good offense. Regularly inspect your plants. A quick check every few days can catch problems early. For organic solutions, insecticidal soap works wonders. Or you can even introduce beneficial insects like ladybugs, which are natural pest predators. Crop rotation is another smart strategy that helps reduce the buildup of disease-causing pathogens in the soil. And here's an interesting one. Using black plastic mulch can actually help reduce the risk of verticillium wilt by promoting stronger, more vigorous plants. A little reassurance. If you spot a few nibbled leaves, don't freak out. A little damage is totally normal. But if it starts looking like a full-blown buffet, that's your cue to take action. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for: harvesting your beautiful eggplants. You'll know they're ready when they've reached their full, mature size and their skin is wonderfully glossy. Grab your gardening shears and cut the fruit, making sure to leave a small part of the stem attached. This helps them last longer. And here's a secret. Frequent harvesting actually encourages your plants to produce even more fruit, so don't be shy. Bonus tip. For the absolute best flavor and tender texture, try to harvest your eggplants when they're young. Don't wait until they're enormous and seedy. Pick them a bit smaller, and you'll be rewarded with a culinary delight. If you've found this guide helpful and inspiring, I'd be so grateful if you could hit that like button. It really helps us reach more aspiring gardeners. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe for even more practical gardening tips and tricks. So there you have it. With these simple, straightforward steps, you're well on your way to becoming a successful eggplant grower. Whether you choose to plant outdoors, nurture them in containers, or cultivate them indoors, you're equipped with the knowledge to succeed. Remember, eggplants absolutely adore warm, sunny conditions, and with just a bit of patience and consistent care, you'll be rewarded with a harvest that'll make your taste buds sing. So what are you waiting for? Grab those seeds or seedlings and get started today. Happy gardening, everyone. I truly can't wait to hear all about your eggplant adventures in the comments below. Drop your questions, your successes, and your favorite eggplant recipes. Let's build a community of happy eggplant growers.